fuck everything, fuck it, I'm moving to California, I'm following my dreams, oh God, I'm a performer, I'm an entertainer, I'm a star.
So I'm seeing a lot of people So I'm seeing a lot of people online saying like, oh, Deochii just came out of nowhere. Like she just won a bunch of Grammys. Where'd she come from? I've never heard of her before. But girl, she's been around for a hot minute, okay? She was actually on YouTube for a little bit, and I think in the 2020s, she was kind of documenting her creative process. And through her creative process, she stumbled upon this book called The Artist's Way. For those who don't know about this book, it'll basically give you 12 weeks of homework where you have to do a lot of things as an artist to kind of overcome trauma or overcome your blockages. And let me tell you, girl, as artists, we all got these blockages. We're all a little bit fucked up. At the end of the 12 weeks, she actually created her first hit song. Now she's a Grammy winner. And I figured, as a fellow artist who's a little bit fucked up, a little bit cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs, and also a little bit of a spiritual hippie kind of type person who loves healing, why don't I dive into it too? I'm gonna do what Deochii did. So the gag is that I'm on week 1, right? But actually, I've been on week 1 for about a year. Okay, I've been on week 1 for about a year, girl. I messed up. I done goofed. And at that time, probably May or April of 2024, I was in a whole other world. I, at the same time, last year was trying to move to Australia to live with my Australian boyfriend. I went and I remember doing some of the homework from this book and thinking that it was very helpful for me, but I wasn't really fully consistent with it. And also I was kind of with the boy toy, you know what I'm saying? I was kind of like not really fully invested in my spiritual journey at the time. And after I went to Australia for about a month, came back home, stopped in Hawaii for a little bit, we broke up. So this whole plan that I had for 6 months of trying to move to Australia to be with this guy that I fell in love with all kind of turned to ashes. And then afterwards I was like, what the fuck am I gonna do with my life now? I wanted to pursue that dream in Australia because I wasn't happy with my life. I didn't have a good relationship with my dad or my friends. I had no direction where I wanted to take my career, you know? I didn't know I wanted to be an artist at the time. I thought that that would be a great idea, but I didn't take it seriously. I wasn't 100% invested in that process. So I did the next best thing and I was like, let me go to Australia with this guy. It feels really good right now. I'm kind of trying to escape a little bit. And it didn't work out, and I had to face the reality of the situation. After a few months of kind of coming back from that, healing from that experience, I decided 2025, I want to be an artist. This is something that I want my whole life, and everyone told me that it would never happen for me, that I would be broke as a joke, and I'm going to pursue this to the best of my ability, which is why I'm here right now. So yes, this whole journey, week 1 of this book took me a year. Took me a whole goddamn year, okay? So let's go into a little bit about this book. So it will give you homework, okay? And I hate to read, I hate homework, so that's probably another reason why it took me a year to finish this book. But the homework was basically like, you have to write 3 pages every single day. And usually if you're like me and you kind of have all of this dippity-doo-dah going on in the brain, going on in the little gray matter you got going on, then girl, a lot of negative shit is gonna go up there. And then I wrote for the 3 pages was pretty depressing, kind of like, again, focusing on my trauma, saying stuff, I'm not good enough, saying I'll never make it as an artist, saying I'll never make any money, which is basically what everybody told me growing up, right? And then the good part about the homework is that you had to take all of these, oh, I'm not good enough, I am not this enough statements and kind of rephrase them. So after you wrote down all of your negative shit, what I did was I wrote down all of the negative shit and turned it into positive. So kind of reframing the mindset a little bit. So instead of saying, I am not good enough, I wrote, I am good enough. And they go through all of these examples in the book as well. Now, the thing that got me stuck is that she had a lot of extra homework. So not only do I have to write 3 pages every morning, but I also had to take myself out on an artist date, which I did a few of them because again, it took me a whole year to do this. So I took myself on many artist dates, you know what I'm saying? I had the time. And a simple artist date could be going out thrifting, taking yourself out on a walk, kind of trying to separate yourself from your daily distractions or maybe your coping mechanisms that make you feel good. For example, like if you're always with your friends or you're always with your boyfriend or girlfriend or whatever, like take the time to take yourself out on a date. Separate from the validation of this person, separate from what this person is giving you. Now you have to give that to yourself. Another thing that was very interesting about week 1 is that you had to do these time travel scenarios. So one example was you have to write down 3 of your enemies of your creative experience. I also wrote down just little instances and memories that I had in childhood of me telling people, oh, I want to be an artist, and then them saying, oh, well, you're not going to make enough money. On the contrary, you can also write 3 champions of your creative experience. So people who actually did support you and who did feed into that creative child that you have. And that's kind of what the book is about. It's about feeding into this creative child, because when we're a kid, we don't care. We just create and we're like, this is the best thing I've ever created. This is the best thing I've ever created in my whole life. But as an adult, then that fear kind of kicks in and it kind of stops you from being creative, or you want to just be creative just to make everybody else love you and give you validation. And that's me, girl. That's me. Okay, I never knew how to give myself validation growing up, so you best believe I want it from other people, and I'm not really getting it, and I feel stuck in my creative process right now because nobody's feeding my validation. The reality is I have to feed it myself. And then after you do the homework, it's going to give you some weekly check-ins. Like, how many times a week did you do your morning pages? For you, hopefully it could be 7. For me, because I'm a little bit cuckoo, it might be 3. And also, how did the artist day go? Like, what did you learn? What did you experience from that? For the question of, were there any issues this week that you consider significant in your recovery? Girl, it's been a year for me. So a lot of crazy shit happened. I've been trying to get through this journey for about a whole year. I've known I wanted to be an artist my whole life. Something stopped me in my journey, and now I realize that I'm ready. So hopefully when I do week 2, I won't get back to you in a year from now. Hopefully I'll actually like finish it on time, girl, on time. I just wanted to say thank you, Deochii, for getting me back into this process again. I really, really appreciate her music and her creativity and her story. Like, she just came out of YouTube. Girl out of YouTube doing her morning pages and talking about them. That's what I want to do too. I want to change the world with my healing, spirituality, and my art, which is so heavily based off of all of these things. These are the things that I want to do, and this was always my dream growing up, and you best believe I want to make it happen. So this is the content you're going to be expecting from me. Thank you, Deochii, and I hope you guys have a great rest of your day.